Hi, welcome back. We're here in the office again and we're going to be talking about video art. We're going to be talking about it in terms of its nature as time-based art. Hi, welcome back. We're here in the office. Imagine that you're in a darkened museum that has several small rooms, empty except for a film projected on the wall. In one room you see the projection of a man looking like a 17th century Gulliver who has washed up on a deserted island. He wakes up to find he's alone except for a blue parrot. His forehead has on it a large red welt. Where did that come from, we wonder. As he stands up he realizes he's shipwrecked on a tiny island with a single coconut tree containing a single coconut. When he shakes the tree to release the coconut, it falls on his head and knocks him senseless. The video begins again from where it started. It certainly is cinematic. We realize the film quality of the video immediately as an audience. We've seen the likes of it hundreds of times, if not thousands of times. But it's also telling us something else about narrative. The question's what? Think about that for a while as you walk into the next small room of this museum. And there's a video of a native woman emerging from the water. She walks up the beach towards the camera with a bucket, and when she gets close, she throws the bucket's contents directly at the viewer. Blood washes down the screen, turning the picture red. These two very different approaches to video, one cinematic, the other raw, emotional, and personal, illustrates how diverse the video scene in art was in the 80s and the 90s in Canada. It was and still is a very fragmented genre. But what the two do have in common is that they both highlight how video is a linear, time-based art form. Whether the narrative has a beginning, an end, or a loop, it still draws our attention to the fact of time's passage. Vexation Island, Rodney Graham's island adventure that we saw first, has a looped narrative that intentionally draws our attention to the fact that the media being used is time-based. Rebecca Belmore, who we saw second, is more subtle about it, but still draws our attention to the fact that time passes both for her as subject and for her people who have endured a couple of centuries in post-colonial nightmares. There may not be an easy definition for video art. It may be easier to think of what video art is not. It's not television, it's not film. Sometimes employs activism, sometimes humor. Video is not like film from a production technical point of view. Film has individual frames that pass by very quickly so that it tricks our eye into thinking that what we see is movement. Video does not have frames. It's a magnetic stream that displays a moving image. That is why video is more closely related to time. Video art often has short narratives, maybe because of limited budgets. Now think about the two videos I've just described. Are these grand narratives about the nation? Not really, right? You notice that they are small and intimate stories. The question is, then, can we see in these small, intimate stories something of the larger question of what it is to be Canadian? What do the small stories say about what it means to be in Canada and a Canadian? Please come to class prepared to talk about either one or both of these videos. That means you want to think about the narratives. What is going on in the stories that says something about our Canadian situation? You probably want to make some notes for yourself to bring to class. See you then.